I feel like you really wanted someone to fight for you, and you really wanted them to almost like aggressively pursue you, but they're coming through as not really being that type of person. Like, they can care deeply about you, how they can even love you, but also like just not operate in that way. And I feel like that's really disappointing for you, because part of you still wants this connection, part of you still wants to be pursued, but I feel like something happened where we just were misaligned in terms of like what we expected of one another. So we let misunderstanding sort of get in the way here. Yeah, it's almost sort of like you gave them the chance to kind of step up and prove something to you, and they didn't follow through on that. I almost feel like they sort of felt backed into a corner, like emotionally sort of backed into a corner, and then panicked and didn't know what to do. It almost sort of feels like they it almost sort of feels like they've, what's the word that I'm looking for? I was gonna say, it feels like they felt that you were asking for something that they didn't know how to provide. Like, they don't know how to do that, okay? And it's not because they didn't want to do that. I feel like they're very clear about how they feel about you. I don't think there's any confusion about how they feel about you, but especially coming through as a King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is not very warm and fuzzy. He's also not very passionate, but he does show up through consistency. He texts when he says he's going to text. He, picks you up right on time. He doesn't flake. He comes through as a very consistent energy. You may not be able to count on him to come to your doorstep with a dozen roses, but he's going to show up regardless, even if it's empty-handed. A King of Pentacles is an acts of service kind of lover. It's also, just being there, time spent. And I feel like the love languages are just off here, but this comes through as something that's a little different for you. It almost feels a little untraditional in how you're being pursued, and this energy is coming through as like not necessarily doing the bare minimum, but like a little more than the bare minimum. And you're like, I need a lot more than that. I need a lot more than that. I need passion. I need to know that you are all the way about me, And I feel like with everything coming through here, this is definitely worth investing into. I think this is the kind of person, King of Pentacles can be a little stubborn, but a King of Pentacles does have the ability to learn. It has the ability to learn. Like, he's not just stuck in this way of being, or stuck in, okay, well, this is just how I am. Like, there's a lot of adaptability here. There is. And I feel like a lot of what, especially with the moon reverse, a lot of what this person feels is almost shared telepathically. The King of Pentacles in this situation assumes that you know what they're feeling without them even saying anything. It's almost sort of like, wait, I thought you knew how I felt about you. I thought you knew that I'm crazy about you. I thought you knew that I was locked in with you. Like, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say it. I'm just not very good at communicating. Like, I almost feel like they're panicked. Like, I thought that we had this sort of unspoken bond here, and you're like, no, I need words. I need you to spill your heart out to me. I need you to tell me exactly what you're feeling, Like, you're coming through as a Queen of Cups, so you want something deep and emotional, and I think what this person is providing to you is very different from what you're used to, And this is also coming through as someone who maybe has been alone for quite some time. I'm not sure that they have a ton of dating experience. I'm not even sure that they have, dated recently. It's almost sort of like they're still sort of learning how they act in relationship or in connection. Yeah, literally the Hermit. They've done a lot of soul searching with themselves. They've spent a lot of time with themselves, but they are I guess, feeling a little out of their element here, out of their comfort zone. They're definitely being pushed out of their comfort zone. And they're kind of like waiting for your direction. But I feel like you've pulled back because you're like, this isn't going in the direction that I want it to. You know? I need something more than that. You need something a little more passionate. You need more words. You need more action. And I really think this is the kind of person who could switch up for you and become what you need them to. You know, the Emperor, they know how to take direction. And when they want something, they really fucking want it. And they go for it. But at the same time, like, it's hard to just change that overnight and become exactly, you know, kind of what you're wanting them to be. So I do feel like the offer still stands with this person. They're just kind of waiting for direction from you. This might be one of those situations where you really have to kind of spell it out for them, you know. But if you really care about this person and it's worth it to you, then it's worth it to pursue this, period.